Hi guys, it's the Walk-In Dead here, king of the anime and manga boxes. So I've just watched episode 13 of season 4 of The Walking Dead, and I want to do my very first discussion on The Walking Dead on my channel, because now that all of the group, Rick's group, Glenn's group, Maggie's group, the kids, with Tyrese and Carol, their group, they're all heading towards this Terminus, this sanctuary, and everyone's got this idea that it's going to be a trap. Everyone's got their own sort of like crazy theories. Even Sasha in this episode said it's too good to be true, and if it is too good to be true, it's more than likely going to be a trap. So I want to give you my thoughts on it, being a hardcore fan of the comic books and someone that follows the television series and does reviews on it. And I'm also on Zorro Fanboy 124's live stream every single week, so I'll put a link to the description of Zorro's channel, because tonight we will be doing a live stream. But before I did that, I wanted to give my own personal theories on my own channel. Now, I've actually got 4 theories, and my opinion has actually really changed after this episode. I was on the bandwagon with all of you guys out there, well, most of you, who believe that this was a trap. So theory 1 is it's a trap. Now, I'm going to make this as spoiler-free as I can from the comic books. These are just going to be predictions, and the TV series loosely follows the comics anyway. So theory 1 is that it is actually a trap. All of these people, are heading towards a trap. It's too good to be true. But I now completely do not believe this, and this is the reason why. Everyone thinks that it's going to be a trap. So the comic book fans, like myself, we believe it's going to be the Hunters. The Hunters are a group of bandits, these scavengers who have turned to cannibalism, and they pick off members of small groups one by one, and they kill them and they eat them. They steal all their gear and whatnot. Now, originally I thought, okay, this is a hunter trap. They're putting all these signs out, these maps out to draw in travellers and small bands of people, and they can kill them. They can put them in this one situation. They can set booby traps, kill them off. I now do not believe that at all. And the main reason is because I believe the bandits that Daryl has just, been introduced to, with the leader being called Joe, I believe they're the Hunters. But I think that these are the TV series version of the Hunters, so they're watered down like the Governor version of the Hunters. Because in the comic book series, the Governor was psychotic, sadistic, he'd kill you in a heartbeat, whereas the TV series was very mellowed down. So I'm going to assume that this group of bandits led by this guy called Joe is actually the Hunters, but a more mellowed down version. And I'll say this is the reason why. It's because the Hunters from the comic book, they would have killed Daryl, bang, Norman Reedus, you're gone. That guy would have taken that vest. The other guy, he would have taken his crossbow. They would have chopped him up. They would have eaten him. Daryl gone. So I'm assuming they're a more watered down, sort of like TV friendly version of the Hunters. So I do not believe that this is a trap set by the Hunters anymore, and I don't believe it's a trap at all. So we're going to move on to theory 2. Now this is going to go into a tiny little bit of spoiler predictions for you guys. So I won't spoil too much for you. My second theory is that this is going to be a new character called Father Gabriel, who actually ran a church. Now we saw sort of a cemetery, mortuary sort of church sort of thing in this episode with Beth and Daryl stealing all the food, and then Beth gets kidnapped and taken off into a car. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's actual Father Gabriel. Now I'm going to assume that this sanctuary is Father Gabriel's place, because in the comic books he refers to his church as his own personal sanctuary to live, and this is the place that he hunkers down in, and he survives for I don't know, a year and a half, or however long it is in the comics that Gabriel lives inside of this church. But the only thing that is different from the comics that they've altered is Gabriel doesn't help other people, because people, his flock, his congregation, if you want to call it that, in the times of the zombie apocalypse in the comic, they come to him and they say, please let us into your church, please help us, and he turns them all away because he believes that if he's by himself, he can survive by himself, and then there's no mouths to feed. So I'm assuming that the TV writers have changed Gabriel's characters up, and this is my main theory on what the sanctuary is. I believe that it's Gabriel, it's his church, and that he's maybe got some of the people that went to his church before the apocalypse with him, and maybe he's got a small band of people, and somehow they've managed to survive. Yeah, so that's my main theory. My bet, if I was going to put my money on it, is that Sanctuary is Gabriel's church, and that he's been rewritten to be a better character, a more, well, should I say, in the comic books he's not a Christian priest, you know, someone that, you know, helps out fellow people in need. He's more of a, fuck it, I'm going to look out for myself, and I know I've done wrong, I know I'm a scumbag, I know I'm a bad person, but I'm going to look out for myself. So the TV series, I think, have rewritten this character. Now, I don't read IMDb and all that sort of stuff, so I don't know if Gabriel's actually even in the TV series, so I don't want to spoil myself. So my third theory is going to be the big plot twist, which I think is going to be unlikely, but I think it would be the best scenario for me. And I've said this on Zorro Fanboy's livestream actually quite a few times, is I think that it's going to be fallen, it's going to be overrun, it's going to be derelict, it's going to be taken down, it's no longer going to be a sanctuary. The CDC, you know, it fell, it was useless. All these army forts they wanted to go for, we heard that they're gone. Okay, Woodbury fell, the prison fell, the farm fell. So why would this one place still be operational? I want this to be a place that they all come to, and it's fallen, and it breaks their hope, and it just gives more character development, like, oh shit, what are we going to do now? We've lost the prison, this sanctuary's been a complete bust. But at the same time, they use the word Terminus, which is like destination in a sense. So, and everyone's on a journey to this Terminus, this destination. So I'm thinking that it's going to be fallen, broken down, but all of the characters get a chance to meet up again, and they can go on to the road to DC, which comic book fans know what comes after that. And my fourth theory is going to be, I'm not going to spoil anything from the comics too badly, I'm just going to throw out some names, is that I think that the TV series is going to speed up things a little bit, and this could be a potential introduction of the Alexander safe zone, which is, obviously as it sounds, a safe zone. It's a place that's surrounded by walls. It's kind of like a Woodbury, but it's run by nicer people in a sense. Or it could be Hilltop, which is another kind of like sanctuary place, but it's more of a farming place. It's more neutral, it's more peaceful, kind of like place in this zombie apocalypse. So it could be those two places, but there is a third faction, which I don't believe that it's that third faction. There's no way that those people would be, you know, come to this place unless it is their trap, which I don't think it is, because that'll be, they would be introducing a character called Negan far too quickly if that came into it. So guys, they are my four theories on what, you know, this sanctuary, this Terminus is in The Walking Dead season 4 right now. I think probably by the very last episode that they're probably going to turn up at this, and I'm hoping that this bandits group with Daryl turns out to be the hunters, and we start to get, you know, the hunters kidnapping, killing and eating people, and we're killing off some sort of members of the group. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think Abraham and Glenn's group with Tara and Eugene and Rosita, they're going to run into like Daryl's group, and that's how the whole Hunter comic book arc is going to come to a head in the TV series. That's the way I see it. But guys, in the comment section down below, if you're a comic book fan or a Walking Dead TV series fan, give me your theories. You know, who kidnaps Beth? What is this Terminus? What is this sanctuary? Do you think this bandit group is going to turn out to be the hunters? So if you liked it, please subscribe. I do live reactions, I do Walking Dead gameplays. I'm also going to be doing the TV series versus the comic book series, sort of like a little segment that's going to be new to my channel after the Walking Dead season 4 finishes. So yeah, if you liked it, thumbs up, please subscribe. May the sun never set on the British anime empire.